February 4th meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety. Roll call.
Ms. Stotney? Mr.
Here.
Ms. Garay?
Here.
Mr. Smith? I'm sorry, Mr. Markgraf?
Here. Next we have, are there any conflict of interest statements?
No.
Approval of the minutes of January 28th. Did anyone have a chance to look at those? I don't think so. Do we have a motion to defer action on the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. We move down to correspondence. Item A, there's an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 5536 Claude.
All right, sorry, I think I accidentally stuck everything under correspondence, so just disregard the fact that it's a correspondence. Everything's correspondence today. What we have is we have a series of properties that have rehabilitation agreements. They were all on the demolition list, and I would just ask that the board approve them as they come up.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. We have an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 7340 New Hampshire.
Same situation, Mr. President. We have an individual who's purchased the property and has, cash purchaser, and has wishes to make the repairs. And I would ask that the board please approve the agreement to rehabilitate.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item C, agreement to rehabilitate property at 7809 Delmar.
This is a property the city is currently in litigation. We actually have a trial set for a week from today, and we have an agreement to rehabilitate, and I would ask the board to please approve it.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Agreement to rehabilitate property located at 7446 White Oak.
This has a long history. This is a final extension. This is the property where they first hired the Marx Brothers, and then they were replaced by the Keystone Cops, and it was, you know. So now they've got the cast of Monty Python out there working on it. This is their final extension. If they don't finally get it right, we're just going to tear it down.
Motion to approve the agreement?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item E, correspondence received from Dariana Banks requesting permission to hold a block party, 1100 block of Moss Street on June 4th. Did this go to the police department yet? They have to clear it, right?
Right. We just need to refer that to the police department, and then we can, if you want to put it back on the agenda for next week or 2 weeks. I mean, it's a little cold for block party right now, but
So do we have a motion to send that to the police department for
Motion
review?
to send to the police department for their approval.
Second?
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Item F, correspondence received from Morton High School requesting permission to hold their third annual 5K run dog walk Saturday, May 21st, beginning at 9 a.m.
Does this need to be referred to anybody? Do we need to refer it to anybody?
Well, they've done it before.
Do they
I
need
think we just need a-
anyone for,
We need
to clear the roads?
yeah, we need a
block the roads?
motion to approve, and then we need to send a copy of that over to the traffic captain, so he can arrange for any type of support.
Motion to approve and send to the traffic captain to review for support.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. We have a proposed license agreement submitted by the Hammond Department of Environmental Management for property located at 4510, 4524, 4532, and 4536 Homan.
Mr. President, this is just for environmental monitoring of the property.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second approving the license agreement. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item H, award of bids recommendation from Hammond Inspection Department for bids open January 28th. We have a list of the awards. 241 173rd Street to Lesko Construction for $6,750. 1510 173rd Street to Lesko Construction for $15,570. 909 Bauer to Lesko Construction for $4,350. 612 and a half Burton Court to RSR Demolition for $4,200. 4614 Cameron to Lesko Construction for $4,350. 6009 through 19 Calumet Avenue to JM Industrial for $28,900. 5536 Claude to JM Industrial for $18,850. 2626 Cleveland Street, garage only to Lesko Construction for $1,950. 6404 Columbia Avenue to Lesko Construction for $3,150. 818 Eaton Street, garage only to Lesko Construction for $1,950. 851 Goslin, garage only to Lesko Construction for $1,950. 4938 Hickory to Lesko Construction for $14,900. 5948 Park Place to JM Industrial for $16,800. 932 Sibley to Lesko Construction for $6,875. 1150 Summer Street to Lesko Construction for $4,200. 816 Summer Street to Lesko Construction for $4,300. 5972 White Oak to Lesko Construction for $9,225. And 836 Willow Court to Lesko Construction for $4,200. Do I have a motion approving the award to these contractors?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Item I, Gatlin Plumbing and Heating, change order 1 for Carroll Street. This is a reduction, this is a credit of $924. Do I have a motion approving the change order?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item J, Nice Engineering, Van Buren Lighting Design Agreement, 165th and Conkey. This contract is for $17,500, and it's going to come out of, what's that, the 3rd District?
Yes.
Yes. Do I have a motion approving the contract?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Next, we have an NDOT LPA contract for Chicago Street Advanced Clearing Project. This is so we can begin some of the demolition out there, and this is the city-state agreement. Do I have a motion approving the agreement?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. We have a request, item L, a request from McGee's Plumbing for permission for a lane closure to saw cut a trench at Toll Avenue in the westbound lane.
Mr. President, but right before the meeting started, I received a call that McGee's can't be here at this meeting because they're doing they're opening up a street for the sanitary department. They needed them out there instead of here. So if there are any questions, I would just ask that you please call them after the meeting, but it looks like they're just doing some work.
Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. There's a broken service line that they're going to have to repair. Trench is only going to be 30 inches wide. It says that they are licensed, so do we have a motion approving the lane closure?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against? Motion passes. Next, we have a change order from Acton Contracting LLC for environmental remediation at 7413 Harrison. Total cost of this work is the disposal of 20 square feet of ACM debris. What is ACM debris? Do you know?
Do not.
Oh, Okay. Total cost $1,440. Do I have a motion approving the agreement, the change order?
Motion to approve the change order?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item N, an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 7609 Walnut.
Mr. President, this is again a rehabilitation agreement for property that's been on the demolition list. There is a new owner, and the new owner wishes to make repairs to the property.
Motion to approve the agreement?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against, motion passes. We have a request for 15-minute parking limit on 215 Russell in front of Mayor's Eat Oats.
That's the new bakery muffin shop right across from the courthouse over there on Russell Street. And what they're asking for is they're just asking for a spot so people can pull up and run in and get muffins.
Yeah, that's currently posted no parking, so I'd like to send that to Gary Gleason and let him meet with them and see if that works. Because I don't want to create an issue there, but we can send it to Gary and he can make a recommendation back to us.
The muffins are pretty good. I mean, you can tell by looking at me, I eat a lot of muffins, but those are pretty good.
Motion to send this to Gary Gleason at Public Works for review.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item P, request for Hammond Park Department for fireworks for the 219-day event.
Mr. President, under Hammond City ordinance, fireworks are only allowed during the 12 holy days unless the Board of Works grants a dispensation. So they are asking for a dispensation for February the 19th.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item Q, request for Hammond Police Department Chief Doty that Officer Kyle Wagers receive CBO specially pay effective 1/28 of 16. Do I have a motion approving that request from the chief?
Motion to approve.
Do I get a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Item R, requests from the Hammond Police Department Chief Doty that Officer Jonathan Sarlia receive ET specialty pay effective 12/16 of 15.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Item S, request from Hammond Police Department Chief Doty that Sergeant Warren Friars no longer receive chauffeur specialty pay effective 2/5 of 16. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Item T, request from the Hammond Police Department Chief Doty that Sergeant Michael Danko no longer receive Master Sergeant specialty pay, but instead receive Chauffeur Warden specialty pay effective 2/5 of 16.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item U, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 430 Highland as amended.
Mr. President, this is the demo house it's right over there on Highland Street, and they stripped it completely down. The agreement expired, so they were just giving them some more time to finish up. It's actually coming along very nicely.
Motion to approve the agreement?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. We have an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 970 Murray.
Same request, Mr. President. This is a property that has now changed ownership and will be undergoing a rehabilitation agreement.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Now, matters from other board members, I have one that came in just before the meeting. It's from Councilman Anthony Higgs of the 3rd District. He would like to request the trees at 164th and Reverend Burbs Drive be removed. The house has been demolished, and I would like to request for the trees to be removed. The lot will be vacant. It will be hard for the property to be properly maintained.
We are going to do that, the spring when we award it, you know, we're going to clean it, we're going to basically do it with package, let them cut the trees, and start maintaining the property. Bringing something out now, whether it's time of year, is going to cost us additional money when we're already going to award the bid, once we get awarded the cut.
So do we have a motion to forward this to code enforcement for action?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Any other matters from other board members? Any matters from department heads or their representatives? New business? Old business? Meetings open to the public. Is there anyone?
Good morning, Mr. Stodney. I'm coming in regards to the 6700 block of Tapper, which used to be St. Mary's Church. At that time, you put a one-way sign into the parking lot, but people are coming out the wrong way. It's a high amount of people that attend the church. In that square block, it's over 8 churches, and it's at least 8 residents on my block that have wheelchairs. So if they coming down the street, you know, doing Sunday church and the cars come out of the parking lot, you direct them in the correct way, but some people, they not abiding by your arrow that says one way. So is it possible on the city parkway to put a do not enter onto Tapper? You follow me saying, you know where you put the sign at that says go in? Well, people are going in the right direction now, but like when church lets out and they don't want to go out the correct way, they come out on the Tapper, and being that people are going down the sidewalk in wheelchairs and stuff like that. But you already put the one way there a couple years back. But now that you got the traffic going the right way, there's still some people that try to sneak out. So when you walking down the street, you can't see a car that's coming out because there's no, if you know how St. Mary's is, they have a fence. So if a car comes out the wrong way, then the person that's walking down the street or a wheelchair, both people are blind to the fact that a car is coming out the wrong way. But there's no sign there that says, do not enter on the Tapper. It's just a sign that says one way into the church that you had put there several years ago.
Yeah,
They already done a study on it, but they didn't, at that time they were supposed to put up the sign. If you look back in your documents, you had told them to put up a do not enter sign too. But
How long ago was that?
That was 3 years ago today, sir. And it's already in the notes for the do not enter sign, but the do not enter sign is not there yet. They did put up the one-way in sign, but they didn't put up the do not go out the wrong way sign. You know how you go down the street the wrong way and they got do not enter? I mean, it's a street that you helped us with constantly to change the traffic flow. Now that the traffic flow is fixed, there's no sign that says do not.
Yeah, we'll have Gary Gleason look at that.
Okay. Because it's a high volume of wheelchairs on my block, and a high volume of people that ride wheelchairs. You fix the wheelchair problem, now we just...
It sounds like a good solution. I'm just not that familiar with that location, so then we'll have Gary go take a look
All
at
right,
it.
thank you, Mr. Stodney.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to refer to the Public Works Department for review.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye. Those against? Motion passed. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, how are you? My name is Wanda Cabell, and I have a property at 6411 Grand. And I came in January the 17th, and they gave me and I'm at my 30 days passed by. So I'm trying to get another day where I'm going to pay the $5 for the permit for the rental property.
What's your notice for the...
Sure.
All right, Mr. President, it appears she was here on December the 17th, 2015. They granted her appeal. She had 30 days to pay, and now it's February 4th.
I forget.
30 days to pay for the rental registration?
Correct.
Okay.
When we grant the appeal, an individual has 30 days to pay, and so she should be, pay some taxes, she should have to pay the license fee. It's up to the board, board can do whatever the board wants.
What you guys wanna do?
Can we get a copy of that?
Hmm?
Can we get a copy of that?
Yeah, can we get a copy of that?
Sure. That came in on the 28th, and,
She would have been able to register in December 215 or 260. We won't take registration for that. That is for legal, 2015.
it came on the 28th, and I didn't have my insurance.
So she hasn't paid it on a timely basis?
Correct.
Is it? I don't know, we can give her another chance.
$5, right? She just has to go down and register?
Just for one, for 2015.
Correct.
Right.
Status, the next meeting?
What? For what?
Go and pay.
Now, are you prepared to register today?
Yes, I am.
Do you have your insurance information?
Yeah.
She's got everything?
Yes.
So do we have a motion to,
Make a motion to waive the late fee. So do we need a status update?
do we want,
Do we need a status, Chris?
yeah, do we need a status on this, or?
They're gonna need it downstairs because of the tax deadline, so that's
Okay.
why I'm saying, we fill it out now after the meeting, we can make a copy.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. So stick around after the meeting. She's gonna fill that out. You can take it down and get it taken care of today.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? I'd like to recognize, we have two people here from the Hammond City Council. We have Janet Vanez, Councilwoman at Large, and Bob Markovich, Councilman at Large. If there's no other, yes, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is P.K. Hammond, and I have been a resident of Hammond this time since 2012, and I am here to correct the City of Hammond Building Inspection Department record that was sworn on July 17th, and it has some derogatory rhetoric in it pertaining to my mental health. And so I have these documents just because the owner of the building tried to say that I wasn't paying rent, but I was really paying rent and above because I had to fix everything, anything that went wrong, from a doorknob to the refrigerator to the heat or whatever. Okay.
No, we just look at it.
Right.
All right, Mr. President, just for clarification for the board, it appears that this is a request to not have to register the property at 50406 Highland Street based on the fact that the resident P.K. Hammond is a disabled relative. And so you're basically telling us, the board, that Gloria Hammond filled this out fraudulently, you're not a disabled relative, you do pay rent?
I did pay rent, and also I am an LPN. I have my nursing license here. Here's my ID. Here's my nursing license, which I finished nursing school in 2007. In addition to that, I understand that mental health is not intelligence. I do understand that. They're two different things, like apples and oranges. But at the same time, I have lived independently, in Chicago for 7 years before I even moved over here, and that's when I tested at a genius level, and I had people sponsor me to even finish the nursing program. Because that was after my 73 credit hours at Purdue University with a 3.2 GPA in pre-med, okay? So, I had slipped and fallen, but the thing is, She has never come to a doctor's appointment with me. She doesn't know my diagnosis. I'm disabled, true, but I paid rent and above, and I've had 2 heart attacks. I suffered my first heart attack September the 25th, 2009.
What is your relationship, Lori?
I'm her daughter, but when she evicted me last February 17th and it was -7 below zero, we're estranged.
So, for records, this isn't information that the building department or inspections department filled out. This is information that Gloria Hammond
That the property owner filled out.
filled out, asking for an affidavit for whatever disability, she may have. Basically, getting away from rental registration, occupied by immediate family. If they're still renting money, they're still making money off of it, we still expect them to register. If it's rent for free,
Never.
different situation. Sure, Chris is gonna look into this, and we may be able to file for the late fees for 13, 14, and 15 now. The same things.
You will.
I would like to get copies of this if I could, and just so we have it for our records, and at some point we may need to come to a hearing here.
I'll be here. I just live down the street, and you know, if I have to fly in, I'll do that.
Okay.
We'll get copies of that, and we'll get right back to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank
for
you.
your attention and your audience and consideration.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against? Motion passes.